man. But my wife's just been on this new diet, right? She wanted to lose a few pounds before she gets in a bikini on holidays, right? So she went to the doctor. She said, "Doctor, I'm going away in 2 weeks' time and I want to lose 1.5 stone. How can I do it?" And he said, "Well, funny you should say that. There's this brand new diet that's just come out. No one's tried this one yet. So, but you might be interested in it because this will guarantee you losing 1.5 stone in 2 weeks." He said, "The diet is, for the next 2 weeks, you take nothing by mouth. You eat or drink nothing. Everything goes up the bottom. Everything up the bottom, like that. Nothing by mouth." And he said, "I will guarantee you it will work. So go away and try it, come back in 2 weeks." So she went back in 2 weeks. Walked into the doctor's. "Hello, doctor. How are you today?" And the doctor says, "Hello, Mrs. Birtles." Says, "I'm fine, how are you?" "Oh, I'm wonderful. I was on the diet for 10 days and I lost my 1.5 stone. Oh, it was fabulous." And he said, "No," he said, "did you notice any side effects?" "No, none whatsoever. Not a single side effect." And he said, "Well, why are you walking like that?" She said, "I'm chewing a toffee." I'm getting too old for that joke. Standing on the edge of time, walked away when love was mine. Caught up in a world of uphill climbing. The tears are in my eyes. The night goes into morning's just another day. Happy people passing away. Looking in her eyes, I see a memory. I never realized how happy you made me, oh Mandy. Well, you came and you gave without taking, but I sent you away, oh Mandy. Well, you kissed me and stopped me from shaking, and I need you today, oh Mandy.
That's nice. Good evening. I was walking down the street with the door under my arm. I've been doing a bit of DIY, as I do. And I saw my wife Betty. She said, "Frank," because that's my name. It's nice. She said, "Frank, why have you got the door under your arm?" I said, "I'm going to get the lock changed." She said, "Well, how am I going to get in?" And I said, "You dozy mare, I've left the window open." "Oh, look, there's a friend of mine, Mr. Jimmy Cricket." "That's Mara. Come here, lean forward." I was driving home. I got a phone call on my mobile from my wife. I said, "How did you know I was here?" She said, "You gotta be careful. I've just heard there's some idiot driving on the motorway the wrong way." I said, "You joking? There's hundreds of them." And I drove past a friend of mine, next to Victor Meldrew. I didn't believe it! Good God! I was lying in bed with my wife the other day, and the phone rang. And I said, "I didn't believe it, you idiot! How the hell should I know? From the Coast Guard or the Meteorological Office." My wife said, "Who was it?" I said, "I don't know, some bloody idiot asking if the coast was clear." Right, listen, have we got any teenagers in today? Hey, teenagers? Yeah. Is that hard paper round, is it? Any senior citizens? Yeah. Can't say that anymore. New title, new ruling from Brussels. No longer allowed to be called senior citizens. You are now officially known as recycled teenagers. That's the official. But let's face it, there's not a lot of difference, is there, between teenagers and recycled teenagers, senior citizens, because all take drugs and none of them work. It's true, isn't it? But I love seeing. Anyone been on a Saga holiday? Oh, you've got to. Do you know what it stands for? Saga. Sex and games for the aged. Or send a granny away. But I love my grandparents because I love my granddad, right? He's a great character. He's 87, right? And he's still out jogging in the mornings. And he was out the other morning and he's jogging down the street like this. And he jogged into the butcher's and he did 30 press-ups. And he said to the butcher, I bet you can't guess how old I am. And the butcher said, ooh, 65? He went, 87, me, 87! At the shop, down the street. Into the baker's, 50 press-ups in the baker's. Said to the baker, I bet you can't guess how old I am. Baker said, 72. 87, mate, 87. Out the shop, down the street. Little old lady stood at the bus stop. She just stood there. Grandad came up and says, bet you can't guess how old I am. So, just a minute. Gave him a handbag. Went round the back of him and she put a hand underneath his running vest and she's feeling all over his chest like this. All over. Then she put a hand down his shorts. Feeling everywhere, all round his shorts. And she stood back and she said, you are 87 years old. He said, how did you know that? She said, I was studying the butchers.